So I recently took my guitar into Mi Vida Strings, and I feel like I have a new guitar. It's honestly fantastic. I'm going to tell you about my struggles and my difficulties and how it got solved, largely by Mi Vida Strings. So when I bought this guitar, the first thing I did was put a shim under this side of the bridge because the action was so low, it was rattling against the strings. So put a little shim under it. Let's see if you, I don't think you can see that. But anyways, I put a shim under it, raised the action, got rid of the buzz. And that was great. Second thing I did was I took it into a very high-end guitar lutherie, repair shop, and asked them to do a setup. They asked me kind of what I wanted, and I have no idea. I've never had any idea of what you do to these guitars during a basic setup. So I just told them, do whatever you can just to make it sound good and playable. And the results were honestly, they didn't do anything. So all this time, after having the professional setup done for the last few years, I've been struggling that the tone on my bottom three strings sounded really good, and the tone, especially on my top string, did not sound good. And I just figured as my technique, I had forgotten that I shimmed this side but not this side. So this whole time I've been working on my technique, trying to do every little thing to get better tone out of that top string, and nothing was working. And finally I figured out, wait a minute, I need to shim this side of the bridge. So I took it, this time I didn't take it to a guitar shop. I don't know why I always just take it to a guitar shop. I took it to a violin shop, a violin and bass and cello shop. Mi Vida Strings in Westminster. And I just wanted him to put a shim in the front side, figuring maybe that would help the tone out a little, which was true. But what he noticed, and I think it's because he was a violin maker and a bass repairman, that he noticed that the bridge wasn't making perfect contact on this side. It was riding the front edge. Now, of course, that's something that the original guitar shop should have realized and fixed during the setup. That's what they should have done. But because 99% of their guitars have a saddle and not a floating bridge like this, they just didn't figure it out. And they're great guitar people, The shop I went, if it was a tailor, it would have been perfect. But what they did to this guitar was worthless. So I took it to the violin shop, and he fixed the contact of this bridge. Besides just shimming it, he fixed the contact, and it sounds like a new guitar on those upper strings. The tone is fuller, warmer, deeper, louder, everything good. And it's a significant difference. It's not a small difference. So let's see. You probably can't tell because on my videos, sometimes I'm recording through my computer, sometimes through my in-hole mic. This time I've got a little blue microphone set up. So I don't know if you can tell the difference, but it's significant. Before, those high strings were sounding more like, like about there. No matter what I did, I could not get that tone. Now they sound nice and warm, and they sound consistent with the other strings. Just such a significant difference. So here's my recommendation. First thing you do when you buy your guitar, take it into a violin maker instead of a guitar shop. And when you have it set up, make sure that they check out the bridge and get the best contact as possible between the bridge and the body. And that's going to make a huge difference in your sound. If you're in Colorado,